Andy in the house. Happy New Year's. It's that time of year again. It's time for the New Year's resolution. Hey, for those of you guys that actually managed to stick to your goals over the last year, I just want to start off by giving you guys a thumbs up. For those of you guys that didn't, we're going to have a little video right now on how you can make your goals for the next New Year's resolution. Okay, first of all, New Year's is probably the worst time to set any real goals. The problem is a lot of the goals are unrealistic, and you're probably making these goals while you're having a drink and potentially intoxicated. But if you really must, set SMART goals. SMART stands for specific, attainable, measurable, relevant, and time-bound. So the S means specific. Now, it's one thing to say you want to lose weight, but it's quite another to say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. One of the next things to ask yourself is your goal measurable? Now, it's one thing to say, I want to feel better, but it's quite another to say, I'm going to feel better by being able to do 10 push-ups. For the next step, I want you guys to ask yourself this question. Is your goal attainable? Now, what attainable means is this something that's realistic and something that you can do? For example, if I want to lose 20 pounds, I'm not likely going to lose it if I say I'm going to lose 20 pounds by the end of this month. That's highly unrealistic, at least for a healthy standpoint. It's going to be much more realistic if I say, hey, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, but I'm going to lose it in about 10 to 20 weeks because we do know that healthy weight loss is about 1 to 2 pounds a week. This next point kind of goes hand in hand with the last thing that we talked about, whether or not your goals were attainable. Your goals should also be realistic. So what realistic means, is it something that is real, something that is not out of this world? So how do I know if my goals are realistic or not? Well, let's take running for instance. I've never run a marathon in my life before, but if I went out and said, for my New Year's resolution, I'm going to be running a marathon and finishing it in 2 hours. Well, that's really unlikely that I'm going to finish a marathon in 2 hours. First of all, I don't even know if I can do a marathon yet or not. And secondly, 2 hours is a really fast time, especially for a beginner. Now, it's probably more realistic for me to say something like, hey, I'm going to finish that marathon, I'm going to do it, and I'll be happy with whatever time I get as long as I finish it for my first time. Alright, so the last thing you guys want to take a look at is whether or not you've put a deadline to your goal. Well, that's what the T stands for. Is it time-bound? You've got to put a deadline to your goals, otherwise you could be chasing that goal forever. Your goals need a timeline, period. If you don't set a timeline to your goal, you're never going to start it and you're never going to finish it. The thing is, if I went out and said, I'm just going to do that marathon, I'm probably never going to do it because it's a daunting task. Now, if I said, hey, there's a race coming up in August, I'm going to do that marathon and be able to complete it, I'm going to set all my training and everything around that August deadline. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you train SMART. Now, one of the best things you can do to make sure that you see your plans through is hire a coach or find someone that's going to hold you accountable. Now, if you guys need someone to hold you accountable for fitness and things fitness and health related, that's what we're here for. Come visit us at tightassets.ca.